Hello, my dudes. Welcome to the Mookie and the PP podcast. I'm Mike.
I'm David.
And welcome to the podcast. Doing our weekly wellness check. How was your wellness?
You asked if I'm a wellness man. I feel like this is an infringement of my HIPAA rights. And frankly, it just...
Holy shit, you might have the COVID.
I got the COVID. I got it this week.
Damn.
And
I give it back.
Yeah, I got it, and I was like, you know what? No, I did get kicked out of a fucking Safeway this week.
Again? Not kicked out, but getting harassed by that. Was it the same lady?
I got kicked out.
Oh, actually? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Just for that day, or you're like permanently banned?
I don't know. I went today, so... Like, I went
They couldn't tell because you had your mask on.
Yeah, I did. I went in and bought a coffee. And I was, like, drinking the fucking coffee. And the lady, like, came up with, excuse me, sir. Excuse me. And I was just, like, ignoring her, And then she's like, you need to put on your mask. You need to put on your mask. You need to put it on. Put it on.
I'm drinking a coffee.
So I put it on. And then, like, I walked over to the old lady and I wanted some of the coffee. So I took the mask down. And she was like, you have to put that back on. Like, she immediately beelined over to me. It's like, I saw you take it off, like, as soon as I, like was away. And I was like, what? And she's like, I'm drinking the coffee, man. Like, what's the point of having the fucking coffee shop open if I'm not allowed to drink the coffee in the goddamn store? And she said, well, if you're not going to wear the mask, you need to, like, I don't want to see you. And I'm like, you know what? Fine. Whatever, fine. So I just fucking left. I'm like, I'm just fucking leaving.
Oh, they didn't kick you out then?
No. I was really, really close. You have no fucking idea.
Go to, like, the chip aisle and just, like, dump all the chips on the fucking aisles?
No, I was really close to just being like, she's like, I don't want to see you in here. And just being like, just out of curiosity, what will you do?
Kick you out.
How will you do that?
Call the cops.
You're going to call the cops because I really wanted to see what I was really close to just being like, yeah, you go ahead and call the cops. Call the cops and see how well that goes over to, like, come and force me. Because you know what's going to happen is you're going to call the cops, and then while they're on their way over, I'm just going to put on my mask. And then they're going to get there, and you're going to freak out like a hysterical cunt that you are. And I'm just going to go like, I don't know what she's talking about. Like, I took the mask off, take a sip of coffee.
She's a liar.
I just took the mask off, take a sip of coffee. And and then he's going to be like, well, what's he going to do? And she's going to, like, okay, kick me out. And I'm like, and then I was just, like, I followed the line of reasoning through. And for him to be like, you need to put on the mask. And like, well, I have a mask on now. And like, are you going to arrest me? Because I maybe didn't have it on earlier. It's just her word versus my word that I had it on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just really fucking curious. I'm not curious enough to, like, put my money where my mouth is and, like, possibly get arrested.
Yeah.
But I was really just wondering, like, what is she really going to call the cops on me? I don't think she will. Maybe if she does, like, I just feel like the cop is just going to sigh and roll his eyes and be like, sir, can you please make sure to leave your mask on?
Kind of remember a situation when you took someone's heater.
Yeah. Just like, what's going to happen? Like, I don't... Whatever. Anyway, how are you?
I'm good. Living my life.
That's literally always the case, isn't it? No.
Living by day.
One day at a time, man. Ups and downs, strikes and gutters.
Living the life of a stoic. You know what I'm saying? Just
I do.
Life as it is.
I do. What have you been occupying yourself with these days in the 2020 COVID zeitgeist?
Okay, so, like, one of those things where when I heard the lockdown happening, there was, like, a lot of things that came to mind. It's like, oh, I should pick up some new skills. This is a perfect... Because at the time, I was working at the cigar shop, and that freed up at least 2 days of off time for me. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. And really didn't happen. Like, the later half of the lockdown, I did pick up the guitar, still continuing doing that. And then all of a sudden, like, I was looking through my YouTube feed of saved playlists, and I had this program called Blender. It's a free 3D animation rendering software.
So it's capital B Blender.
Yeah, I should have put that.
I thought you just didn't know how to
learn how to use a blender.
I'm like, really?
Hey, dude,
You don't know how to use
You know these smoothies, bro? You know how they make these fucking smoothies?
That's what I thought when I read
Use
it
a
on the
blender.
fucking show notes. I
Yeah.
was like, this dude doesn't know how to... Like, don't you do meal prep and shit? You know how to do a fucking blender, don't you? And so I was really curious.
Mikey learns how to use a vacuum, guys.
Yeah. And then it turns out you're like vacuum sealing shit or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Random.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Blender, capital B,
Capital
which
B
apparently
Blender.
is some sort of program.
Yes.
Okay.
So using, for me, from my line of work, machining, it's usually just square objects, right angles and all that shit. Nothing really organic. And it's something I'm kind of curious to use. I'm kind of inspired by, if you follow on Instagram, there's a guy called Beeple Crap.
No, back up. So tell us what Blender is.
Blender's a 3D, 3D modeling
It's a 3D modeling program.
program that does
Okay.
animation too.
That
plus-
does animation.
Yes.
Okay. Proceed.
So doing that, there's a kind of inspired by, because I don't know how to paint, I don't know how to draw. I know how to use a laptop for different things. And then there's a guy named Beeple Crap. He does like a picture a day for the last like 10 years, and it's kind of amazing what he does. So I'm kind of inspired by that, and trying to learn a different facet of like 3D modeling, doing more organic stuff, shapes.
Okay.
And it's kind of fun because it's kind of scratches that itch of like Bob Ross when you see him paint. It's like, I would love to kind of do that.
You
Like-
could do that.
Yeah, but in the same sense where they have a project that you have in mind that you're at the end of the road, you're gonna have this picture of a donut with coffee,
Sure.
and they take you through the steps, and it's kind of follow along like painting, like Bob Ross does, where you follow along and then you have a beautiful picture done.
Yeah, like anybody could. It's just a matter of doing it.
Yeah, it's a matter of doing it.
This seems a little more intricate than that. Like Bob Ross basically fucking paint by numbers, man. It's fun to watch, but it's not hard to do.
Yeah, I agree, but
Okay.
it's still technique. You still have to, and the same goes with learning Blender. But there's some pitfalls with that program, but I haven't seen with like anything like what the stuff I use, like Fusion 360 or any of the Autodesk programs, is that it's just a ton of stuff within that program. Switching between views, and it gets confusing at times. I get like super frustrated learning it because the guy's done this tutorial like once or twice already through the old program and this new version, and he kind of glances over certain points that I deem.
Wait, he what do you mean he he glosses over
Yeah.
certain points.
Yeah, certain points that would be like, oh, change the view to this. Make sure to do that to get to this, to get these options. And he just doesn't do that. And it's kind of frustrating right now.
So it doesn't go step by step.
Yes.
It's
for somebody
it's
that
like step 1, paint a landscape.
Yeah.
Step 2, render people in the landscape. You're like, wait, hold on, back up. How did you do that?
Yeah. It's kind of like it seems like it's more geared towards people that know how to use Blender, but they don't know how to use the new version of Blender. So I'm kind of stepping into that. It's still fun. I'm still getting some of the results that I want, but yeah, it's kind of a lot slower than I usually go.
Yeah, I got my old lady a sketchbook because she was talking about maybe wanting to learn to sketch, and it kind of got me thinking maybe
Is
I
she
want
gonna
to
sketch you like one of those French boys?
sketch me like one of those French boys.
Yeah, Titanic reference.
I never saw that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So yeah, right over my head.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I've been thinking about it. Maybe I'll start because my uncle doodles all the time, and like, I don't think he ever stopped. Mostly because he went into graphic design. So I, at some point, like I used to be into art and shit. I took 4 years of art in high school, and I was, not good at it. But then again, some people in my class were like really fucking good.
Gets discouraging.
And but like I'm fairly competent, and sometimes I'll sketch shit. I remember doing this a while back. I was what was I drawing? I drew like some armor or something, like medieval armor or something. I was like sketching something out. Like had this idea for this armor.
Like your D&D thing is like, check out this armor, guys. You just got this.
I don't know what it was, but I just drew something, and Diana was like, "Did you draw this?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Where did you fucking learn to draw like this?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I just in high school, I guess. I don't really draw anymore." She's like, had no idea you knew how to draw." I'm like, "Well, I probably don't anymore, but like, I can still draw like a basic figure. Like,
Yeah.
I still know all the principles and composition of art and shit." And so I bought her like this art book, and I was like, yeah, well, maybe I'll start sketching. I don't know though. We'll see. I have some projects and some like a writing project that I want to get underway, so I don't know if that.
That's one
might
of those
derail me.
umbrella of like really mysterious things and people enjoy a lot, like surfing. That's a thing. Like
I've always
people that
wanted to learn
surf really enjoy surfing. People that jam out in bands, they really enjoy that stuff. And then drawing.
I've always wanted to learn to surf, and it's a real failing of my character that I've lived in California for this long. Because that was one of the first things that came to mind when I moved to California is I'm going to learn to surf.
The first time I ever went surfing was in Hawaii. So that tells you like how much people surf here.
In Southern California, people surf a lot.
Yeah, not too much in Northern California.
No, not.
It's a little bit colder here.
Yeah, agreed. But still, it's like, you can't surf at all in Michigan. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
They try.
Yeah, it's just something I've always wanted to learn how to do, and I feel like I would really like it. And then watch it like actually learn is like I fucking hate it. Like this is stupid. I don't.
It would be interesting to. They do offer group classes. Like if you call up some place, like 3 of us will go, and they'll teach a class.
Yeah.
But not so much with COVID. So
yeah, I think that's part of my prohibition is that if I knew somebody that would like take me and teach me, I'd be into it. But if I had to be one of like 10 or 15 people in like a class and I had to like go and like I don't know the fucking instructor,
I think I'd be more comfortable with that. Someone that I paid was like, I'm paying you to teach me.
Really?
Yeah. Like, because like, I'd be more upset of like wasting someone else's time that's a friend. It's like, oh, you took your time off to do this and you're showing me how to. It'd be more comfortable, but it's like, I'm paying you, dude. Teach me how to surf.
Yeah, maybe if it were like a one-on-one sort of situation, I'd be more comfortable with it.
They do offer classes like groups of 5. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like maybe if I were... My attitude is like, if you surf anyway, then maybe you wouldn't mind showing me how to do it, because you're going to go do it anyway. And maybe it'd be cool for you to have somebody to surf with.
I think I have a different take on that, because I try to teach people snowboarding, and it's not... You're not really snowboarding. You're just following someone along.
Yeah, maybe.
Watching them fall. I was like,
yeah, that's a good point. It's probably because you're just such a fucking plebe at it, right? That they're just like, you're like, oh, I wanted to come out and surf, but now I just gotta fucking hold your hand with your training wheel baby bullshit. And fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Here we go, I guess. I mean, to me, that would almost... It would be easier for me to comp out on something that I knew I was paying for, is to stop paying for it. But if a friend were teaching you, and then you just kind of comped out, then you had wasted their time. Period. Yeah. But if you're serious about it, and you want to continue with it, then it's not a waste of time. So eventually you'll get good enough, and they can have someone to go surf with. And that'd be cool, right? Everybody likes to have activity partners and shit. So...
It'd be like the same thing if, like, for instance, you play chess.
Sure.
You wouldn't, like, take me step by step how to play chess, right?
If you wanted me to, I would.
No, but it'd be, like, more of, like, go learn the rules, how the pieces move, and then we'll get the strategy and all that stuff after that, right?
No, I'd teach it from the ground up if you wanted. No. If you were interested in chess, it'd be... I don't know. I think it's fun teaching people stuff.
Oh, really?
Because I don't know a lot about anything, really. I know I'm moderate about it. I know, like... I think it's like that thing is like when you're...
Well, I think when you're the most competent at anything else, like when you teach somebody a skill like that shows how well you're competent in that field, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people like could mime your way through certain actions, but they really don't understand what they're doing, so they can't really, articulate in a way that someone could understand how to do a certain thing.
But see, the thing is why chess is such a good thing to teach somebody is mostly how you teach them is you teach them rules, and then you play them, and then you just show them what they did wrong. Like, why wasn't that a good move, right? Here's where your problem was. And it's even just talking to somebody. Like, I play Anthony Miller in chess. And, like, I'm decent enough better than him. Like, he's a competent player, but, like, I'm decent enough better than him. And we'll play a game. And we don't really need to talk during the game. It's not like I'm trying to take him to school and, like, show him what's what. but like, we'll finish the game, and then I'll just come to him and be like, okay, what'd you do wrong?
I don't know, bro.
And then like sometimes he'll know like, yeah, I kind of got under water here when I moved that pawn up in the center board, and I was thinking you were gonna bite on that move. I was like, yeah, but really your problem started a couple moves earlier, right? And I kind of explained to him, and he's like, oh, okay, cool, yeah. And I've noticed him getting better when we play over a long arc. Like, I mean, he still can't beat me, but he is better than he was. Uh-huh. Like when we first started playing, dude, I would just slap him the fuck around. It was like, I was like, are you sure you play, bro? Because I'm fucking you up. But like now it's like he can hang out usually until like somewhere in the mid game.
So is there like a natural stopping point for most players that, they just play for fun? Like there'll just be a natural stopping point for them. Like they'll never get any better unless they take the time to do it. I don't know.
I think it's a matter of, like, for me it was just exposure to players that are good. Mm-hmm. The more you're exposed to players that are better than you, it forces you to sharpen
iron.
Yeah, every aspect of your game.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I studied a little bit, like in the beginning, fairly decent, and then I started, playing some people, and then I was beating those people pretty handily, and then when I stepped up to the next level, it was like I was playing people that were like better, and like minor mistakes are a big difference. It's like sort of like in combat sports, right? Like you just make some small fucking mistake, and before you know it, like that just unravels the whole fucking fight, and you're in deep fucking shit that you cannot get out of. And it's a similar way with chess. Like things just have like a domino effect. You just make small mistakes, and a good player will just attack you like a fucking bulldog when you make those small mistakes, because they live and die by those small mistakes. And the better players you play, the more you're just looking for small mistakes. Like it's almost paint by numbers when you get to, and it's part of what bores me with chess is like, I like chess, but my level of skill is not commensurate with my interest in it. Like I'm fairly good. Like I'm a solid.
So like all the openings, and after that, when the board gets like to a point, like the end game, like the middle doesn't interest you too much. Is it the ending, or is it?
I don't know, man. It's just like most of the game is going to be kind of paint by numbers. Like it's just kind of like, okay, I see what you're doing there, and this is going here, and it's impressive to me when I play people. Like I play Adam, and Adam is a lot better than me, and
he's like scratching his like, what the fuck's this guy doing?
But
what are you doing?
But some things that he doesn't. I was like, well, I just thought I'd throw you up. Using the Carol Khan defense. I was like, is that what you call that? I don't know. It's like fucking Goodwill Hunting, It's like,
so I can see like an intuitive player.
I know you. I see you use such and such proof here. It's like, oh, is that what that's called?
I never seen that. I never saw that.
I just do that. Okay. I don't know. I just play. It's like, so it's like that's part of what bores me about chess is like I don't think I have the processing power in my brain to really get any better than I am, and it just isn't. It's not a dynamic enough of a game like poker or pool. It's like those are living games that are dynamic and.
Chance is always it's a leveling of the game.
Yeah, and there's not. It's pool is all strategy, but there is like a range all lay in any given break or any given whatever. Yeah. And how do you get to certain shapes are different. It's not that way in chess. It's like you just this wins, right? This progression of moves is you play somebody that's good. You know what they're gonna do in response to every move.
You think Efren Reyes is like that? Is like, I don't want to play pool. I just know every angle. I don't really care. I make it harder on myself by doing harder shots.
Yeah, maybe. He is arguably the best pool player ever.
Because I've seen him do a shot. I was like, it should just go in the corners. Like, this is going to the side because I wanted to. Yeah. I'll just hit 4 rails. Yeah, just to make it harder on myself.
So it's like that's why I kind of get bored, because I don't think I'm ever going to get to a level where I can beat somebody like Adam. But when I play anybody that's not that good, I just I know how the game's going to play out. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of like, okay, it's a good mental exercise, but I wouldn't call it a hobby. Sort of like you go to the gym, run on a treadmill. You wouldn't call running on a treadmill a hobby, right? It's just exercise. Mm-hmm. It's like something you do for your physical well-being. So
Speaking of physical stuff, we've been playing or shooting around a little bit of hockey.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A
little bit.
Few weeks. I usually sleep good on the nights that we shoot around. It's amazing to me how much is lost in the time that I like stop.
Oh yeah.
Like trying to, like you were trying to do a power stop today, and it took you a minute to get back to it.
Yeah.
And like I still can't like figure out what happened to my slap shot.
Yeah.
I used to have a good slap shot.
I think it's the tape. The tape does actually help a lot.
But it can't be, if you have a good shot, you have a fucking good shot.
Yeah, but if the stick's not staying in the place that you, or the puck's not staying on the part of the stick that you need it to be, it's not going to do anything.
I don't know, man. I'm just of the opinion that if you had a plank like nailed to a mop stick and you gave it to Pavel Bure, like he's still gonna be able to fucking shoot, right? Like it's just if you're a good shot,
give him a roller hockey skate with one wheel, he'll fucking skate the shit out of that.
You think that if I had a $5,000 Balabushka fucking cue, and like you're gonna put your money on me, or are you gonna, and I give effing Rays a fucking broomstick? Who do you think's winning a match of pool between us? You think it fucking matters? It doesn't.
No, but the thing is,
he'd run racks with a fucking broomstick on you if he had to.
Yeah, but the mechanics of you shooting is really not that. It's just for me. I'm looking at your shot. I was like, the shot's there. It's just the fact that it's not. It just doesn't look like the puck's sticking to the stick.
Maybe, but why is my wrist shot affected? My wrist shot's fine.
Like I said, there's issues with it because it's a combination of the tape and plus when you're dressing the puck for the issue with you is the consistency of the wrist shot, the lifting up is because it's not where you're dressing it and you're beginning your wrist shot, the puck moves in a weird spot.
It was doing that when I was trying to loft it over the net, but when I try to shoot on the fence, I can usually put it right where I want. You know, the few times I came down, like I'm barreling down the court or whatever, and I'm like, I'm gonna hit that, it's like a 3-inch wide post.
Yeah.
And like I could hit it a couple times. I mean, like pink from 20 feet out. Like that's about how accurate my wrist shot's ever been.
Yeah.
You know, I can usually hit a 3 or 4, something maybe 1 or 2 widths of the puck from 20 feet out. Like it's a little bit above the slot. That's about how good of a shot I am. And but just my slap shots, just seemingly. I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe I'll get some tape and I'll just be.
I'll see what.
But that's like this, like I don't know.
Plus, they're probably not laying into the stick as much for some reason.
But it's just like that's the only thing I've ever been good at. Like when I play hockey with people, like typically, usually the first thing they say is like, "Dude, you can fucking shoot for like a little guy." I'm like, yeah, I can shoot. Like that's all I can do. I'm an okay skater. I'm an okay puck handler. I would say I'm a decent passer. Like I'm pretty good at passing, but like my shot was always better than my passing ability. So I was always like a shoot first kind of guy. That was my thing, is I shot and I was good at shooting. And now it's just like picking things up. It's like things that like doing certain things at like the speed I used to be able to do them at.
Yeah.
Like especially with like stick handling stuff, go through the skate. Like I was talking about, if I'm not facing like my target, my awareness of the court, like doing a backhand pass or receiving a pass, it's like knowing where the puck is without actually seeing it has gone down so fucking much.
Yeah.
I used to have so much more like ice aware, court awareness than I do now, and it's just weird that's just, of all of the skills that I would think would go, that was probably one of the last ones because it's like a mental thing. But apparently it does. Your spatial relations diminish over time, I suppose. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. But no, it's good. Getting a little bit of exercise. It's pretty much the only exercise I really get. So,
Well, fucking hot. Like for me, I don't really get tired when I'm skating. It's my fucking feet are killing me, man. It's like binding your feet.
are you tying? You're not tying your skates too tight.
No, because I can't over tighten them because it'll hurt even more.
Yeah.
And I'm not physically tired. It's just my feet just kill me, man.
Yeah.
And it's just like I said before when we were on the court, I was like, I think I should just skate a little bit, like once or twice a week, just to break those in.
Because like I said, I think I contend that it's your feet that need to get broken in.
Well, I have flatter feet than you do. You have high arches, and that
You think that's why?
Yeah, I definitely.
Because my feet were murdered. Yeah, I have pretty high arches on my feet, My feet were murdered the first few times we went to skate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would imagine if you have flat feet, it's probably a lot more
especially
painful.
this. Yeah, they didn't really have any like wider skates,
Hmm.
but usually when I was younger, I didn't have. Well, your feet get wider as you get older, but when I
Yeah.
was younger, I just picked up whatever skates,
Yeah.
and I was fine.
But I don't know if it's even an issue of like, because like the tendons in your fucking feet will like tighten up the more you like engage like your muscles in your feet.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that like having flat feet, maybe that's just more of a painful process when you're exercising the musculature in your feet and those tendons are kind of pulling. But I have like a naturally higher arch.
Yeah.
So it just kind of like indemnifies me against getting sore. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just figured your feet were like constantly fucking taking abuse, or kicking shit all the time, and like
Yeah, you'd be surprised, like doing martial arts on concrete or wooden floors, how sore your feet get. Mm-hmm. You really you don't realize.
I
how,
wouldn't be surprised at all about that. I used to work in a factory, walk on a concrete floor all fucking day. It murders your feet.
Yeah, but like barefoot,
Yeah.
and you're gripping the floor with your feet. That's a very different thing.
Yeah, that's why I would think that it
Yeah.
wouldn't be as. That's why I would have thought that you would have acclimated at this point. Already.
No, it's the pressure on my heel and my
Oh,
insole.
because you're basically balancing on this, and so it's like your foot's
It's
laying
like
like that,
squishing on it.
like this.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I guess I didn't think about that like
Yeah.
that, because normally it's like flat on flat,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard and it's pressure, but like your kind of calf helps the workout a little
Yeah.
bit, like helps you like bear some of the brunt.
Mm-hmm.
Where here it's like you're just like rolling it across.
Yeah,
and
you're
you don't have that high arch that kind of helps you balance on
Yeah.
the edge like that.
Yeah, and plus when you're working on edges too, like you're going from edge to edge, skating backwards, and then trying to hockey stop or whatever, it adds more pressure to those like sides of your feet. Mm-hmm. So it's like every time I was like power stopping, I was like, "Fuck, my feet are killing me."
No, luckily that's not really been a frustration for me. It's just like the skating comes back about as well as I can expect it to. Like I probably can. I mean, we've only been skating a few times. I'm probably about what I skate now is probably 85% as good as I can skate.
Yeah.
Like I'm not much better of a skater than you see on the court now when we skate. And so that's fine for me. Like I feel like it's good enough. Whatever, I can skate fast and I can turn and I can skate backward.
Yeah, it just feels like I skate faster, but the whole stopping thing, I just fucking just want to eat it. Like when you're on the edge.
Well, it's
of
like when someone's not on the other tennis court, and I can go like end to end and I can open it up. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember what this is like.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I can fucking get that puck and just like go end to end, like and get going really
Oh,
fast.
when you're about to go in the full strides, you're doing the chop steps and then going at it.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah, it's like, and then you're like, oh, I'm out of court.
Yeah,
Like,
that's about it.
but no, it's good stuff.
Anyways, update. We're on YouTube now.
Yeah,
Yeah. For all the people watching now, you apparently found the podcast.
both of you.
But if you're listening on, both of you, all 7 of you, we're on YouTube. Just look up Mikey and the Press Pass podcast, and you'll find us.
You will.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you just like somebody was asking me about it, it's like, oh, you have a podcast, and I was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, so what's it called? And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm like, it's called Mikey and the Press Pass. He's like, oh, I just put in Press Pass on whatever you're the first result. And I was like, fuck yeah.
That's weird.
Nobody else has that moniker.
I could have sworn I saw him like Stitcher, or I think Stitcher had like Mike and the Press Pass or
What?
something and the Press Pass. I could have sworn I saw that, but maybe
Ha-
they're not that popular. I don't know.
Hashtag the one true Press Pass.
It's pretty good.
There can be only one.
What else? Oh, just finished up my not finished up, an addition to my home/work gym.
It's pronounced homo gym.
Oh,
Your home work gym?
yeah. Since coronavirus, no 24-hour fitness, no gyms are open now, and I really missed lifting weights. And had to go buy some off eBay.
I saw it on the gram.
Yeah. Got some kettlebells. I've had kettlebells for years. Picked up a bench.
Yeah. How many poot is that, bro?
Yeah, 1.9 1.925 poods. I actually weighed it out.
That's at about 60 pounds?
70 something pounds.
Oh, 70 something pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Pood is 35 pounds,
Yeah.
not 32 pounds. Gotcha. Yeah, the last gym I was inside of moved to Miami. So
Miss you, man. So that was fun. Actually lifting some weights around and a little bit sore. Got the DOMs right now. Trying to get swole. But yeah, it's, shape.
I forgot kettlebells.
What?
They always seem like a cool thing to me.
Huh.
But I never can figure out a way to work out with them that doesn't feel awkward.
That's the point.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You're moving a weight. Let's say it's a swing, a kettlebell swing, a classic kettlebell swing, is that you're kind of working against you're working against the weight and then trying to like brace yourself against the swing, because you have a hip hinge that's coming off of your body. You're trying to control that weight to a certain point and bring it back in a controlled manner. So
it's like deliberately not ergonomic.
yes,
Okay.
especially for the kettlebell swing, it is.
I don't know, just like every time I ever try to work out one, I always feel like I'm gonna fucking pull something.
Probably swinging too heavy then.
Like too much weight?
Yeah.
I don't know, like one pood.
One pood? Only one pood.
I'm not very strong, man. I'm only fucking. I mean, like I don't know how much you bench press.
Well, I don't know. I haven't benched in a long time.
Well, how much do you think you could bench press if you were to bench press?
I don't know.
Curl. Do you curls?
No, curls are for pussies. I don't know. Let's say
Curl. I don't know what that means. Curls are for pussies. Like what?
On average, I bench like, I don't know, 155. Let's say that for 3 sets of 10.
Okay. Yeah, I probably don't even bench 100 pounds.
Well, you're a smaller guy.
95, 98 pounds, depending on how the weight. But I do sets of 20 too, so maybe that's a difference. But
That's a little different.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like I always go for reps over weight. That's my dad used to work out a lot, and he was always like, yeah, before you go up in weight, go up in reps. Like
Yeah,
don't
that's always
go.
good.
Yeah, don't go from like 100 to 120 pounds. Go from 100 pounds at 10 reps to 100 pounds at 20 reps, and you'll notice the difference, and you're even if you stop working out, your physique will maintain its form longer. And my dad used to be in pretty fucking good shape, so I just listened to him. So I always did that. Like I never went up in weight past probably the first 6-8 months that I was like working out.
Yeah.
Like I went up a couple times first 6-8 months I was working out, and then I hit about I don't know how much is a typical Olympic bar, like
45 pounds.
How much?
45.
That's what I thought. 45. So 45, 65. 95. So 95 pounds.
25 on each side.
Yep. 95 pounds is what? So 25 and then a 10 on each side. So that's 95, 100, 105, right?
Yeah.
So 105. That's what I bench press. And like I got there at reps of 8 and then 10 and then 12 and then 15 and then 18 and then 20. And like that's just where I stayed. But like I'm not terribly strong, so like working out with a 1 pood fucking kettlebell, like that doesn't seem like it's too much weight for me. But maybe it is. I don't know how much is a kettlebell supposed to be weighed when you're doing kettle swings.
Well, I swing the 55 pounder. So
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that seems about right. So if I'm using a pood that's 35 pounds. And
a pood and a half.
And you're probably, you're a good 45 or 50 pounds heavier than me. And so that's probably an appropriate
Yeah.
jump, right? 35 to 55 pounds.
Yeah.
It's like an extra 20 pounds, weigh an extra 50 pounds. So it's about normal, right? But I never hurt myself, but I just always felt like, I feel like if I just go with this, it's going to I'm going to pull some shit in my neck or something. I don't know why I always felt that way.
Yeah.
It's like I never felt comfortable. Like, you get that bench press up, you just like kind of bear down on the bar.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like an awkward thing in the beginning.
Yeah, okay, so it is supposed to feel awkward. I always just felt like I feel like I'm
there's
gonna
a-
pull
there's a-
something in my pinky toe or some weird shit.
Yeah, there's a learning curve to throwing a kettlebell. But yeah, just doing like just getting the adjustable weight set down. I've lifted super light. I did some pushing stuff like bench press, overhead press, tricep, and all that stuff. That's super lightweight. Like I'm talking about like bench press at 20 pounds. I'm fucking sore right now. I understand. I knew that going through that because like I haven't done anything with any weights for the last 4 months. Well, readapting to the weights again. So
Yeah.
I knew that coming in. Hopefully it's gonna snap back into place.
Yeah.
So
I do remember liking the kettlebell for trikes. Like I felt like that was like you could just. I always felt it more. Like it was like just like it isolated that muscle. More than anything else. 'Cause normally you do workouts with trikes. It's like some you can feel it there, but it's usually like up here in your trapezius. Is that what that's called?
traps.
Yeah.
Traps for short.
Yeah. And so yeah, I remember the kettlebell just feeling like I'm gonna get some
Get that
trikes,
horseshoe
bro.
going down. Like, yeah. Chunk your ribs, son.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's well, you could be like my old buddy Dason. We went to the gym. I remember he was fucking 240 pounds, dude, and we went to the gym, and that dude couldn't fucking bench what I could bench. I was like, dude, you're fucking 240. You should start benching 120.
I bet you can squat like a shit ton of weight.
I don't know about that. He was incredibly weak for how big he was. He was 6'1" and 240. And I was like, dude, there's absolutely no excuse for why I would ever be able to lift even close to as much as weight as you.
Can you even do a push-up?
He was just really fucking out of shape, dude. I don't know how he is anymore. We're not friends anymore, but I was just like, I was like impressed, like actually impressed at how fucking weak he was. I was like, dude, you're like just carrying around that weight. You should be at least twice as strong as me. And
I guess not.
You're just like a fucking weakling. I was like, wow, dude, you're fucking 6'1" and 240, and you're like, I'll just bench what you bench. I'm like,
Okay.
what? Like, that's, I mean, not that I'm like so fucking in shape or whatever, but like as a normal human amount of weight, I think, I was, benching fucking 105 or 110.
But he has like the potential to lift a lot more than you do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of sad that you can't bench that much.
You would feel like a guy that's 240 that was incredibly out of shape. And like I worked out like a few times a week, and he should just be able to effortlessly bench press as much as I could, or whatever.
I don't know.
You would think.
Joe Schmo off the couch, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Half your body weight.
They've never worked out.
Half your body weight?
Oh.
That's like not that much.
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know. Whatever, yeah.
Well, it's kind of troubling too if you were like couldn't squat your own body weight. That'd be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I bet he couldn't. I don't remember what he squatted. But it wasn't.
that's almost impossible because he, if he fell on the floor, can he get himself back up? That's basically one squat.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I guess, yeah. I don't know.
Huh.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Segueing to what grinds my gears is I bought these weights off eBay.
Word.
And usually the response I get from emails from eBay sellers are like, your shipment has shipped.
Sure.
And it seems like you received your shipment. Are you enjoying your shipment? I go, yes. This guy, that's why I hate going off of like eBay, things that are on eBay stores, just like, personal sellers. Is that like this guy was like, it's like I'm about to send out your things. The shipping was a lot more than I thought it was from the listing. And you know what? eBay is not going to give my money till like, a week from now. And this is all out of pocket costs and all this stuff. I was like,
sucks to be you.
I was like, okay. It's like,
fuck
hey,
you, pay me.
I know. I was like, hey man, how about you just like, I'm gonna send you the receipt for the shipping. I'll cancel the order and you cash app me the money. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? No. Cancel my order if you want. I was like, okay, I'll just send it. I'll just send it. And then he emails me.
I don't understand. He was
griping about
the shipping. So he wanted you to cash app him the money and like Like he just was basically like, give me more money for the thing.
No, he wanted the money now because there's it's a holding, like eBay's or PayPal's holding the money till the shipment is done.
Fucking A, they are.
Yeah, it's a safety net.
It,
right?
it is, and
Yeah.
it's a good one.
Yeah. And it's like, I'll send you the receipts for all this stuff and all blah, blah, blah. I was like, hey, man, you know what? I understand, you're hard on money. Yeah, it's like only $5 more. It's for the shipping.
He should have just looked at it like a learning
I know.
experience.
No,
like, hey, well, I just need to be better about estimating shipping costs.
I understand. I just here's $5 for the cost of it. It's like, all right, cool.
It's not even really for the cost of it. It's for just like, fuck off and give me my shit.
No, yeah, I understand that. And then, it took a week to get the shipment through from, what was it, North Carolina to California. 3 days in, it's like, hey, man, the eBay's not giving my money. I just ignored him. I was like, I don't fucking care. It's like eBay's going to take care of it.
I didn't realize how much it would be. Like, for some reason, I was thinking pounds, and they I don't know, they had it was like poods? I don't know what the fuck it is.
Yeah. And this whole thing, I was like, what the fuck? And then come to find out, when I get the shipment, it's missing an increment of weight. Because the total weight for one dumbbell, it's an adjustable weight. It's a power block. Mm-hmm. And it goes from 10 to 50. The other dumbbell went to 10 to 45. And I was looking at the thing, I was like, you fucking kidding me? And I emailed the guys, because he messaged me back. I saw you got your shipment in. How is it? I was like,
missing a fucking 5 pound weight.
Missing a 5 pound weight. Oh, yeah. That's the reason why it's so cheap when I listed it. And I sent the pictures.
But you didn't list it in the description.
She said it was missing a weight. I'm like, all right. Whatever. I didn't want to deal with this dude anymore. I was like, I can make this...
Canceled.
No.
Fucking cancel you.
Yeah, luckily I'm a guy that can make that weight and just add it for myself. But I was like, I don't want to deal with it anymore. I don't want to go through returns or anything like that. I already have the weights there. It took me... The guy was on vacation when the thing ended, and I had to wait an extra 5 days before it got shipped.
Damn.
So I was like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. I really don't fucking care.
Yeah, I would have fucking bombed his account with bad shit.
For me, I'm not going to do anything. I really don't give a shit. I don't want to do anything with him. I don't want to... Whatever. Yeah, that was a pain in the ass.
No, you should give him a bad fucking review, dude. Not to be spiteful to him, but as a warning to future people that might buy shit from him.
Yeah, you're right.
It's kind of like that thing we were talking about engaging assholes that are obnoxious and stupid about shit. Mm-hmm. It's like you're not doing... It's not to be spiteful or to reprimand them. It's to just do the world a good thing. Yeah. And it's it's a thankless thing, but really, how many times have you ever read something and we all rely on reviews and Rotten Tomatoes or whatever as a way to have a barometer for what it is that we think is valuable. And those people all take time out of their day, and it's a thankless fucking job, but we all lean on it. Mm-hmm. And someone in the future will be leaning on the fact that you this, they might be oh, this guy whatever, hey, I'm gonna buy this bike from him and look at the photo and it looks so great. He's be oh yeah, that's why it was so cheap, because it doesn't come with the tires for the fucking bike.
That's photoshopped.
Yeah, that was what it was like when I had the tires, but they got stolen. So it's you just, even if it's just to 2 stars or whatever, and however eBay works, I don't really use eBay.
Because every time I deal with a seller, it's always 5 stars. Yeah. Because I have no issues.
Did I get my shit?
Yeah.
Was it the shit I ordered?
Yes.
Great job, right? That's mostly what it is. But yeah. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Doing a favor to future pood enthusiasts that might want to order from this chucklehead.
Uh-huh. What grinds your gears?
You know what really grinds my gears is, I feel like I probably have gone off on this diatribe before, and if I haven't, I don't know how. It really bothers me when people are not punctual.
What you trying to say, bro?
No, you're a very punctual person. That's actually one of the things I really like about you, is that you're a punctual person. And don't get me wrong, I don't begrudge people that are occasionally late, even if their occasionally is more than my occasionally. Mm-hmm. But it's you ever have an interaction with somebody on a few occasions, and they're not punctual about something, and it raises red flags to the point where your like radar starts to go off, like, oh fuck, I think that this person might not be a punctual person. This is going to be a problem down the road.
Yes.
That fucking irks me because it's like there's this window where you realize, and then there's a window where you fucking already know, like, but in good conscience you try to give this person the
spell out for me, like in what sense?
So let's say we had plans, and I said like, hey man, like, let's hang out like at this time or whatever, let's go shoot hockey at X time. And then there was a few times, like, we didn't really know each other yet, and there was a few times where I was, like, late. Like, by a few minutes here and there. Then there was, like, some time where, like, we had made plans to do something else, and you had stuff to do after. And so the first few times gave you an indicator that maybe I'm not a punctual person. But you kind of owe it to just your own conscience to give said people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And give them a few more times. Like, just because you were late 3 times in a row doesn't mean that you were not punctual.
Why would you do that?
that happens. Sometimes there's just a confluence of things where you have a bad stretch. You have a bad day at work and you fuck a bunch of stuff up. Doesn't mean you're a fuck up, right? Like, it just happens sometimes. You go through a bad bout. And so, but you know in your, like, the back of your mind, like, man, I don't know, this guy was fucking late like 3 times. And now here it is the 4th time, and I'm not going to get on him about it. And the 5th time, and then you go like, fuck, okay. And now I'm on the verge of, like, having to, like, say something. It's that middle ground that bothers me. That giving the people the benefit of the doubt round. Because you just want to be like, I know what kind of fucking asshole you are, and you can't keep a fucking schedule. And it just, I don't know why. It's like when you don't know somebody, like, we're friends, and if you were late for something, like, you're a very punctual person, and if you were late for something, I just cut you all kinds of slack because you.
Yeah.
And, like, even if you hadn't proven that you're punctual, like, maybe you're occasionally late, you've built up enough goodwill with me. It's not a big deal. I don't feel like you're doing it out of disrespect for my time. But, like, when you don't know somebody, you would err on the side of not disrespecting them.
Yes.
Like, when you don't know somebody at all and you engage them in a conversation, you try to not, like, no one walks into a job interview and they're like, oh, great, great to interview you. You're like, fucking A, right? Like, this shit's going to be dope as fuck, right? Because you don't know that person. You don't, like, just start dropping F-bombs left and right.
Yeah.
It's a comfort thing.
I've had instances where, like, a job interview where the guy says, come by this time. He made the schedule. I was like, will that work for you? I was like, yeah, sure. Come by the place. Nothing. Crickets. Call the dude on his phone. Crickets. He's like, how the fuck do you set up a time for me to show up and not even show up to that meeting?
It's not like you set the time.
I didn't set up any time. He said, can you show up at this time? Will that work for you? I'm like, yeah, sure. Anytime. No problem.
And generally speaking, this is why I try to be super flexible with anything, because I don't like being irritated with people.
Yeah.
And so it's like, hey man, you want to get together for lunch next week? Sure. Well, what time do you want to get together? And I'm always the guy that's just like, whatever works for you. Right? Whatever works for you. Because I don't want to, like, say something and then I'm the person calling the shots, and then I feel like I have a little less right to get irked at you if I'm the one calling the shots.
Yeah.
And you don't adhere to that. But if you call the shots and you don't adhere to it, then it's like, man, dude, fucking really? Yeah. I'm trying to give you the fucking, like, I'm trying to make everything on your terms.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what this is about me. Maybe it's the one agreeable aspect to my personality. But I try to allow people to have things on their terms.
Oh, you're trying to give them rope? Like, hang yourself a little bit right here, something.
I don't want people to hang themselves. I want to have, like, nice social endeavors with people and nice business associations with people. It's that way with sources all the time. Like, hey, like,
Sure, we agreed to this time. Let's meet at this time.
Yeah.
That works out
and
fine.
You would be shocked how frequently, like, sources, I will let them name a time and a day. And I'm a night owl, man. Like, if I at the cigar shop, like, to open the shop, I'm not often up before 12:30 in the afternoon. I don't wake up in the morning. I don't wake up in the morning unless I have to a reason to wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm not like one of those people that's like bright and early, like, oh, it's 6 a.m. I'm awake. Fuck that.
Uh-huh.
I'll sleep until the afternoon, like 12:30, 1 o'clock usually. And so, but like anytime a source is like, hey, how you doing? This is a mutually beneficial relationship between me and a source. They want publicity. I want a source. But I always treat it like they are doing me a favor, and I try to be as flexible as possible. And they're like, how about 7 Sunday? And I'm like, if that's what works for you, sure. Great.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Right.
And they don't show.
And then, and then they fucking delay. Oh, hey, I had some things come up, and it's like
You made the time.
It's like maybe part of me is like, sure, I understand you have other commitments, but I got out of fucking bed for this. Maybe that's just me, but someone gets out of fucking bed for something for you. If they get out of bed, they're asleep. They get out of bed for you to do something for them. That's a big thing, right? If I came over to your house at fucking 2 o'clock in the morning and I asked a favor of you, you can damn well bet that you would expect
important.
it can be fucking important.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't important, you'd be like, what is your fucking problem, dude? But like, because we're friends, I'd like to think that if I woke you up at 2 o'clock in the morning, you would assume it was important and you would probably be available to me if I needed you.
Yeah.
But like, the reason we're friends is because I wouldn't just fucking constantly come banging on your door at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, hey, dude, what's going on? You want to have some beer? Like,
You see the anime where the guy was hanging with a high school girl and he was really excited to hang with her?
yeah.
That's pretty good.
She had these titties, bro. Just those titties. But like, so man, it just irks me when like people are just completely disrespectful of my time. It's just,
Now I understand it. We had this conversation in the podcast before.
have we? Have we talked
the whole
about
thing of being punctual.
Have we had this like grind?
Oh, no,
gears?
actually, maybe not on the podcast.
I know we've talked about
Yes.
it, but I feel like I haven't railed to like the 3 people that listen to us about how much this is. Like, if you're listening and you're not a punctual person, get to be a punctual person. Like, fucking do it. Because you think people don't notice that you're not punctual, but they absolutely fucking do.
When you're a punctual person, you definitely see that shit.
Yeah. It's like something that's, it could probably, this could even go in the underrated, overrated segment. People that are fucking punctual are underrated. That's a very important quality. It shows consistency, stability, it shows integrity, it shows so many things about a person's personality when they're punctual.
Do you find it weird if you're so punctual, like to the point where you're okay to sit in your car for 15 minutes because like it'd be kind of weird if I showed up way too early.
That's how Germans are.
Oh, because I go to places like if it's a place I've never been to before, and I'm like, I look at the traffic on Waze, I'm like, it'll take you 20 minutes. Like, I'll leave 10 minutes more early to be there. I'll sit in the parking lot and I'll just wait in the parking lot and then we'll walk up to where
This could be me, but like the reporter adage is on time is late,
Yes.
early is on time.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a general rule.
Yeah.
So if you're on time, I usually, I'm sorry, I'm late.
Yeah.
And people are like, you're not late, you're on time. I'm like, that's late in my book.
Yeah.
But this is, I learned this. I used to know this gal that was, well, she probably still is German, actually. And we went to,
She could have been German.
we went to high school together, and Germans, I mean, it's no joke, dude. They are incredibly punctual. If you say, come over to my house at 11 o'clock, and they get there at 10:58, you can look out your window and they'll be they will not ring your doorbell. They will stand there for 2 minutes until it's the time, and then they will come up and ring your doorbell.
Yeah.
Like,
I like that.
I like that. I feel
that.
like it's a little neurotic about it, but like that's like a cool way to be.
Yeah.
But just generally speaking, it's a matter of being a reporter. It's a matter of practicality. Show up early, and you never know who the people will be at a meeting, at a whatever. You're in the newsroom early. Like, it's just, if you're early places, people hardly ever object to that. You just mill around, and who knows what will happen, right? Sometimes the news happens in those little interims before things are officially supposed to begin, a press conference or whatever. Like, you hear scuttlebutt, and you talk to people, and you overhear shit that's often very useful to you as a reporter. Whereas if you show up right when the thing is going to begin, all you get is the canned response from the politician talking at the press conference. But like, most of the interesting shit happens before, where people are like, "Oh, this guy's kind of a fucking asshole," or whatever. Like, so it's like, But yeah, anybody listening, like if you don't think that people notice that you're on time or late, even if it's a few minutes, they do. They notice, and don't do that. Like
It's bad.
just leave a few minutes extra, like leave yourself extra time to do shit. Like I don't get why that's an issue.
Yeah, just get there and then fuck around on your phone for a little bit. And
And you know what's funny is the people that are habitually late are never people that get the impression they have so much jam packed in their fucking schedule that they can't be on time. They're not so busy people. They're usually just fucking assholes.
poor time management. They don't understand how long it takes to drive to places.
Maybe that. I remember getting on my buddy Dason, the one that I was talking to, the guy that was at the gym, and he's a fucking fatty. But he was this way. He was always late. And he would always do this thing where I'd like be like, "Hey, dude, we're supposed to leave for the bar like fucking 20 minutes ago. Where are you?" He'd be like, "I'm on my way."
No,
and
you're not
like,
a liar.
exactly. And he'd arrive at my house like a half an hour later. And I'm like, "Dude, you told me you were on your way a half an hour ago." He'd be like, "Yeah." I'm like, "You live 10 minutes from me." One of two things is happening. You think I don't know how to tell time, and I can't tell, or you think that I'm too stupid to know that you're lying, and neither is true.
Yeah.
Don't do this. And I remember one day we were walking back from class, and we were going to his house, and he was like, "Hey, we go to my place." And we had to walk all the way across campus to the far parking lot. It's about a 15-minute walk to campus.
Damn, how big is that campus?
Well, it was on the far... I mean, it's a pretty good-sized campus.
Okay.
It was probably like a 15-minute walk from like one end of campus to the other. And then we got to get in the car, and then we got to drive over to the gas station and get the gas. And then we were going to head to his house. And while we were like halfway there, his mother called him, and she was asking, she was talking to him, like, and I heard her tell her, "I'm on my way." And I was like, I just realized the problem with the way you communicate things. And he's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Dude, you're not on your way. We're 10 minutes from the fucking car, and you got to stop and get gas. Once you fill up the tank and we're in the car and we're on the road, then you will be on your way. You're not on your way now. You're leaving now."
Yeah.
There's a distinction there that you're missing. Because when someone thinks you're on your way, they go from point A to point B. What's the drive time? 15 minutes. But you're talking about 40 minutes here. This is 40 minutes as opposed to 15 minutes. And like when you're not there in 15, your mother's going to wonder, where the fuck are you? And that's inconsiderate of her perception of like what it is you just communicated. But anyways.
So it's a poor time management on his part, not thinking he's getting over something.
It's a poor perception of how long things take.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to get ready, then I'll be on my way. Doesn't that sound like I just got to throw on a pair of boots and like maybe comb my hair
Sure.
and I'm out the door? Someone like him is like, I just crawled out of bed. I got to get a cup of coffee. I got to take a dump. I got to take a shower. I got to shave. I got to put on my clothes. I got to find my damn car keys. I got to go down to my car, and then I'll be on my way. Right? That's a whole fucking rigmarole for a normal person to say, like, I just be on my way in a couple.
That's why I don't understand. Like, why don't you just give yourself a cushion? Like, it'll take me 30 minutes. Not really. It'll take me like 15 to 20 minutes.
You round up.
Yeah.
10 to 15 minutes, let's call it 20. 10 to 15 minutes, let's call it 20. And that's...
Or 30. You look like a rock star if you get there in 20.
I think it's a...
Because it's like, why not? Why not give the time that you might even show up early and you might even look cool?
I think it's an indicator that somebody's a conscientious person. This happened to me this week, actually. So on Thursday, I was scheduled to come into Aloni at 4 o'clock. Jeb texted me at about noon. Jeb's the manager at Aloni. He said, "Hey, can you come in at 3?" I said, "Sure, no problem." I left here at 2:20, and it's usually a 22 to 24 minute drive. Okay? So I left at 2:20, giving myself ample time to get there, because my attitude is, if I'm on at 3, I shouldn't walk through the door at 3.
No.
I should be ready to work at 3.
Yeah.
Right? I should come in, I should be counting the drawer, and I should be able to say, see you later, Jeb, have a good day at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So there's an accident on 880. And like, so I ended up getting there. I call him. I'm like, hey man, there's an accident at 880. Just want to let you know, like, I'm on my way. I'll be there as soon as I can. Sorry. Right? Coming in early. I get there, and I think I can walk in a few minutes late. And I'm like, hey, sorry I'm late. He's like, hey man, don't worry about it. And like, another employee is there, and I come in, I clock in, I do my work, and he's like, man, you fucking like, you're like the only person that comes here, like, walks in and like immediately clocks in and starts working. I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't I? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, he's like, and Jeb was like, yeah, like he called and like said like, hey, I'm gonna be late, and he was 4 minutes late. I'm like, yeah, that's fucking.
You're late.
I'm late.
Yeah.
That's why I called. And he's like, dude, this is literally the first time you've ever been late. Oh, it's like you're usually like 20 minutes early. And I'm like, well, because fucking 2 minutes late.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, just like don't sweat it. I'm like, oh, I mean, yeah, I couldn't help that there was an accident or whatever, but it's like,
Not letting you know.
yeah.
It's like, oh, is he dead?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, what do you like? I don't fucking know, man. Like, but I think it's a conscientious versus not conscientious thing. Like, you just pay attention to details, or
Because
you
how would
don't.
you be like if you're sitting there like, is this guy gonna come on time, or we have to be sitting here for like 20 minutes? Like, you want to know, right? You want a heads up.
And if you're waiting on somebody,
Yeah.
If you're waiting on somebody,
It's like, yes, thank you for the
and like
ETA.
I have like, hey, Mike, you want to like go shoot some hockey after I get off work? And I'm fucking waiting on somebody to come in, and I gotta wait for them. Like, every fucking minute is like torture.
Yeah.
Like, I've been here fucking like 6, 7, 8 hours, dude. I'm trying to go home.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to wait on your ass. You're a cunt. But anyway, moving on.
Underrated, overrated.
All right, I feel like this is gonna like I'm gonna just dominate this segment.
Oh.
Cause you got anything? I feel like fancy lighters, cigar lighters, torches, are just like, I'm done. I'm never gonna buy another nice torch lighter.
Well, it's like having a fancy car.
None of them are good. People are like,
How dare you?
No.
DuPont, how dare you?
nope, they're all shit eventually.
No, I agree.
I just don't get it. People are always like,
agree.
well, what kind of lighter should I get? And I'm like, they all suck eventually. They just suck. Eventually, they're going to take a shit on you.
There's a line when it comes to like, I prefer jet lighters. Like soft, like Bic is like the most consistent, the cheapest lighter you can get.
Sure.
But it just doesn't light your cigar fast enough.
Right.
But I need a jet lighter.
Yeah. So it's like a torch lighter.
Yeah,
right?
it's a torch lighter.
You need a torch lighter.
Yeah.
People are always asking me like, well, what kind of, like, should I go Zycar? Should I go DuPont? Should I go? I'm like, and I don't want to be like dishonest, but it's like the real honest answer is just like, they all suck eventually.
The cheapest Zycar lighter you can get. That's probably your best bet.
Zykars suck though.
I don't know. I've had good luck with them. I don't know.
I've had good luck with their cutters, but their fucking lighters just, they suck pretty quick. But it's just like compared to what? Like, okay, Lotus lighters are
Dog shit.
not good comparatively. So they're, I would say they're probably on par for quality, but they don't have a lifetime warranty on them.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I think the best of the lot is probably Prometheus. Like, you don't like Prometheus stuff?
It's too pricey for what it is.
I think that they're pricey, but they're not as pricey as like DuPont and like the other fancy brands. But they're probably, it's like they all suck eventually. Just buy a bunch of shitty lighters. Buy 100 shitty jet lines, and it will be better than buying one DuPont.
Sure, they make flame. I don't know.
How long do you think? Okay, so you say you get a $15 jet line. You buy 10 of them, it's $150. You buy 20 of them, it's $300. Okay, so you buy 20 of them, it's $300. You buy 40 of them, you're at a DuPont, right?
Yeah.
$600. You think that 40 jet lines like the little triple torch fucking clear thing, 40 jet lines.
Not Don't you? Probably the equal lifetime of the DuPont lighter is probably about 4 jet lines before you get to a DuPont.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah,
40 fucking jet line lighters would last you damn near the rest of your life.
It's the craftsmanship, the prestige of the ping. Bing! Oh my god, it sounds so fabulous.
Yeah, it sounds like a
You're just fucking dunking on people when you're lighting it. Bing! Plebes.
It sounds like a Prince Albert clanging against your fucking teeth is what it sounds like. And I don't need it. I don't care. I think it's overrated and I'm like fucking done with it. I'm not doing it. I'm just gonna stay with my fucking I got 3 shitty jet lines. They don't work fine. And I'm gonna keep on with that. And you know what? It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine forever because I don't care. Like, I just don't get why anyone...
Why don't I just go to the route of, like, super cheapo and just go matches only? The most reliable thing.
No, but
matches... going on for thousands of years.
But matches do... Actually, no. The lighter was invented before matches, FYI. Did you know
Hey, we're not there yet. No, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Okay, but, yeah, that's true, actually, though. Lighters were invented before matches.
Oh, just like the can was invented before the can opener. it was like decades before the can opener was invented.
Well, yeah, they had a pull tab thing.
No, just the normal can. Like, people used to just like write it on cement or just hit it with a hammer, and then someone's like, "Hey, you know what? We should make a can opener. Let them invent that."
Was it really that long?
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know, man. I don't know any of this shit. But anyway. So yeah, I feel like fancy lighters...
What's underrated?
I'll tell you what's underrated is lap desks. My old lady has a lap desk, and she got a little bean bag thing on the bottom.
Were you super jelly when you saw it? I was like... Oh.
No, I wasn't. I was like, this thing is fucking stupid. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares, right? And then I was like writing a story one night. It was late. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll use this. And I said, I was like, this is pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. It's like, my laptop's not like overheating. It's not like... burning my fucking giblets with heat.
Yes.
And it's like sits there, conforms to my legs. Mm-hmm. I was like, I gotta say, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's a pretty nice thing.
Playing D&D, like having your laptop on your lap, especially these modern laptops, just fucking fire crotch.
Yeah.
Not comfortable.
Oh, the laptop my uncle gave me, I can't put on my lap.
Oh, I bet. I saw it. Yeah.
It will just like, it'll light my pants on fire.
Yeah.
That thing burns so fucking like hot.
It's a desktop replacement.
Yeah, it's a desktop replacement.
Yeah.
You just really have to treat it as such, because if you try to set that shit in your lap, smoky giblets all day long, son.
Oh, what else underrated? Wooden pencils, huh?
Yeah, I feel like wooden pencils don't really get enough love. I've been writing. That's actually an archaic thing. So the reason is people used to do that is that like pencils used to actually be made of graphite.
Yes.
And you need to wet them in order to like get
lead.
them to write. Yeah. What'd I say?
Graphite.
Oh, yeah. They actually used to be made of lead. Mm-hmm. And
you get lead poisoning.
Yeah. But no, I like, I don't know, something about the, maybe it's just becoming a cantankerous old man, and I like the aesthetic of...
Nothing's permanent. Life is just...
Exactly, yeah. I'm writing in my journal about all the things. My analog journal.
Oh,
I'm an old crotchety man. Mm-hmm. I gotta keep secrets.
some on vellum.
I gotta keep secrets from my computer. But no, I was like, I like wooden pencils. I don't know, it's like the more things become really digital, the more I revel in like interacting with physical objects in the world.
Yeah, at one point in time I was like, I should have a journal. I should write all my notes in this like moleskin. Like, I don't do that. I don't write anything.
I do.
I take pictures of stuff. I was like, I'm gonna remember this like this.
No, I write notes. I write an analog journal. I don't like develop film in the dark room. I just got the camera that I bought off you. But yeah. But
that is fun, but that's only fun for a little bit when you're developing film in a dark room.
Yeah, because I feel like
there's like a novelty to it.
It's more about the process than it is about the art of it.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care, dude. I just want to
stink like vinegar because the fucking chemicals suck, and then you gotta fucking enlarge stuff, and like, yeah.
Well, the thing is like it's like taking up two hobbies. Mm-hmm. One where I take photos,
And now you're a chemist.
and another where I like develop shit, and I'm some sort of like alchemist,
Yeah.
or I don't fucking need that shit.
Yeah.
I just want the photos. I'm just trying to get these ratchet hoes with their titties off of my face.
Damn. What else have you been watching then? We're gonna skip through a little bit of stuff. We're going a little bit long, but
Whatever.
let's go through your stuff.
My stuff? Why don't we go through your stuff? I don't know what any of this shit is.
Oh, Lance?
Lance it's a documentary about Lance Armstrong and his one nuttedness.
Yes.
And how good he was.
Uh-huh.
And that is really good, right?
No. How much of a fucking psycho he is.
It actually is about Lance Armstrong?
Yes,
it was
Lance
a total
Armstrong.
guess.
It was about Lance Armstrong, his rise to fame. Well, like kind of like his earlier years as being a triathlete, him transitioning to a professional cyclist, him getting cancer, and then the whole story you know about him doping and all that stuff.
He was banging Sheryl Crow for a minute.
Yeah, they mentioned that in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how much of a sociopath he was, like to the point where people knew he was doping, and he was in court saying there were a bunch of, and then countersuing those people for saying that they lied about him doping.
Yeah, but everybody was doping. Who cares?
Everyone, no, that's the thing. That's the thing that I'm kind of upset about with that documentary is that they don't mention. They mention some of the big players within the Tour de France that were doping, but the rest of the field that was doing the same thing. He was just the best doper there was.
Yeah, that's what it like. Steroids, doping, like it all just bores me to tears because it's just like, so what? Everyone is like doing it, and if you're not doing it, like whatever, fuck you. Okay, good.
You're not gonna make it.
I don't care. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just really boring.
Yeah, some people say it's probably safer to dope while you're doing the Tour de France.
Safer than what? Not doping?
Yeah. Your body's not going to break down as fast. You have the endurance to go through it. You're not just going to fucking die.
Well,
you're just cycling up there.
You're just running
the high altitude.
You're just running the risk of getting blood clots.
Doctors, bro. I got doctors.
I don't care.
Under professional supervision.
My attitude is it's your fucking body. Do whatever the fuck you want with it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's
why do I
actually an
care?
interesting thing they were talking about, like the blood doping thing. It only gives you a 10% increase in your performance. But within that span time of the Tour de France, the time of the race starting from beginning to end, right? From the first place to the last place, finishers, is only 2 hours. That's less than 10% of the race. So that blood doping, even though you don't think 10% is a lot, when it comes to the longer span of that race is like weeks and weeks. I forgot how many weeks it is.
Well,
but that amplifies how much.
it just depends on what you're talking about. If your DNA were up by 10%, you'd be an alligator. You know what I mean? Like,
No. But
you'd be a banana.
Yeah,
like,
but that 10% increase doesn't seem like much. When you're talking about sprinting. Right?
Sure,
It doesn't mean that much.
but 10% can like again.
But
if you're-
10% in a marathon is a lot.
yeah. If you're like
ultra
again,
marathon, it's a lot. Tour de France, it's a country mile.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like it just
And then
depends
plus
on
the
what you're talking about.
top 50 finishers were blood doping.
Yeah.
So what does that prove? We have the best athlete
Blood
in the
doping
world.
is awesome.
Well, he has the best. He's the best athlete.
He's the best blood doper.
No, he's the best because everyone's doping.
Tom Brady, known cheater.
Whoa. What else we got? Oh, floor is lava. So
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, it's a
I can't even guess what this is. I can guess what the other
it's
one
a
is.
game show.
Okay.
And
Japanese?
No, it's American. It's on Netflix.
American.
Yeah.
So okay, so here's what I think it is. Here's what I think it is.
Okay.
It's like
The floor.
I'm
is lava.
I'm imagining some sort of like Legends of the Hidden Temple sort of situation. Mm-hmm. And you're like trying to suspend yourself in some way over some sort of perilous object, which is detrimental. I don't know. I'm out. That's all I got.
Basically.
Okay, cool.
So think of Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Nice.
And then they have these rooms, right? There's a starting point, end point. And within those there's different kind of trails you can take within that room. There's themed rooms. They got like spaceship theme, jungle theme, like kitchen themed, all these weird things. And then it's like this floor. It's it's a pool. It's bubbling up, and it looks like lava, right? So you dip in there, you're out of there. It's a teams of 3 that have to get through there. So so it's like a timed event, and then how fast can you get all your team members through? Right? And the best part of it, I love it. Okay, the show is super fucking stupid, right? It's like, oh yeah, it's like Ninja Warrior, but for normies. They're just fucking normal dudes.
It's fucking couch potato.
Yeah, basically.
Fucking incel.
No, not to that point. There's some incel dudes that are in there, but it's like whatever. But I love it when they role play it when like a guy gets dunked and they fall into the lava like they're just going down like no, bro. Because they got like furniture you have to jump through, things are spinning, and there's like secret hidden compartments where you pull this rope and this other thing happens on the other side of the room. And it's just. I was watching with Bailey over at the cigar shop. And then for me, within the last like month, or actually 3 months since the lockdown, everything I've been watching has either been like a thriller, like super dramatic, super serious, right? I wanted to see something super dumb. And that just like the chef kiss of dumbness, like perfect.
What I love the most about that is that the title, whoever marketed this fucking thing, because like literally, I'm not trying to like put you on. I've never heard anything about this, and you were like, "What do you think it is?" And I described it, and you're like, "That's exactly what it is."
Yeah.
So it's like whoever came up with the marketing, like the title of that was like, they knew exactly what sort of like bullshit that would conjure up in your fucking brain, and apparently it was like spot on.
Yeah, as a kid, everyone played The Floor Is Lava, right? It was like it's like almost a universal thing. Like I don't know anybody that's like The Floor Is Lava. What does that mean? I don't know. I have no idea. You know what that means? You jump on the furniture and fucking try to get to the other side of the room, right? So it's it's Ninja Warrior for normies.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm so happy that I like knew what that was, even just guessing. So let's move on to the next thing, which is Hamilton, Alexander Hamilton.
Yes.
I feel like this is going to be like the John Adams, Paul Giamatti HBO miniseries, but about Alexander Hamilton.
Yes, but they rap and it's a musical.
Okay, so you watch Perry Mason too? Apparently?
Yeah, Perry Mason's awesome, dude.
Is it? I didn't watch the first episode.
Dude, it scratches that itch of like post World War I Los Angeles.
And that whole LA noir thing is fucking...
That's crack to me.
It scratches that itch?
Scratches that itch.
All right, I'm gonna watch it then.
So
I was on the fence. I was like, I don't know, like fucking whatever.
Yeah, the first episode is kind of developing the characters in the scene.
Are there 2 now or just 1?
Tonight's gonna be the third one.
Third one?
Yeah, third one. So you got a couple to watch. So it's interesting because it's kind of the first episode kind of sets a backdrop of Perry Mason, because I only know Perry Mason tangentially. I know the name. I know he's like a lawyer, but this one's a prequel to
Single Female Lawyer.
So it's a prequel to that of him being a private detective, doing odd jobs.
A private dick.
Yes, private dick. A gumshoe.
A gumshoe.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it's so far like the plot develops within the second episode.
Okay.
Some not a cult, just religious fanatics happening within there, higher ups in the system hiding stuff.
So it is a cult.
Well, there's cult.
A cult just means hidden from plain view.
Yeah. It's
so
not
like Illuminati shit, any sort of like secret society.
It's almost like a Scientology type of thing happening.
Yeah, but a cult does not mean like. Often I think it has a connotation of meaning something supernatural having to do with like
not
vampires.
A cult, not a cult.
Oh, a cult.
A cult.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what are you talking about? I know a cult.
No, the word OCCULT.
No, a cult.
People say that like it means something supernatural, but it just means like hidden from plain view.
No.
So okay, all right, I'm down.
Yeah. So I think you would like it. So far, it's pretty good. I've been doing like it's scratching that noir itch. Yeah.
Yeah.
That backdrop, I just love that.
I can't believe, dude. You gotta watch fucking L.A. Confidential.
I know.
If you've never seen L.A. Confidential,
I know,
it's like that's the ultimate like in that genre. Like,
yeah.
That and Chinatown.
Yeah.
Chinatown and L.A. Confidential are like, if you like L.A. noir, it's like those are the two movies you should watch.
Okay.
They're both really good.
I'll probably watch that this week then.
You should do it.
Home movies.
Home movies.
Are you making home movies now, bro? Or what?
You don't know about home movies?
I know home movies.
Oh, you do?
Well, I've seen some of it. Yeah. The Squiggly Line people.
I forgot how. Well, it's only the first season. That's that.
Oh, is it?
Squiggle Vision.
Oh, okay.
I forgot how good the show is.
It's not like Dr. Katz. Remember back in the day, Dr. Katz?
Yeah, that's why they stopped doing the Squiggle Vision, because they thought that was like too much associated with Dr. Katz. And interestingly enough, one of the characters, Melissa's mom or dad, is voiced by Jonathan Katz, who is Dr. Katz and Dr. Katz. But yeah, it's Brendan Small. He did like Metalocalypse and some other stuff.
Yeah.
But no, it's a good show. It's really like this kind of offbeat, irreverent humor, and I've been getting back into it. My ex-girlfriend Ashley turned me onto it, and I started watching it. It's got H. John Benjamin in it, who I don't know about you, but I really like H. John Benjamin. He's like a voice actor. He's been in tons of stuff. He was in. Oh, he's probably most known for the voice of Archer.
Okay, yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was like, who's the guy who did Archer?
Yeah, it's that guy.
Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, Bob's Burgers. He's done a bunch of voice acting. He's got a really funny voice, and he's in it. The first season has Paula Poundstone in it, but then later she gets replaced. Jonathan Katz is in it. It's just like, it's almost like it's clearly an adult show, but it's like themed about kids. So it's like this weird like dichotomy of like, it's not really for kids, but it's not really for adults. Like Invader Zim in that way.
Yeah.
It's not really for kids because like that's a fucked up kids show.
Yeah.
But it's not really for adults because it's not like adult themed humor. It's like this weird in between where it appeals to people that are like, I don't know, stunted adolescents or whatever. But I don't know. Yeah, I've been watching it lately. They have it on HBO, and so I was like, oh, I'll check this show out. And I was like, forgot how good it was. Lots of kind of offbeat. You can tell that a lot of the dialogue and everything is improvised because there's like that kind of talking over each other dialogue, and it feels very naturalistic, and kind of has like this like stark like plot threads and everything that's kind of come to an abrupt end. And from what I understand, they used to record the dialogue and then do the animation after to kind of like, because there was so much improv, it was like they didn't want to do the animation and then have the dialogue match the animation, because if you improv too much, then that kind of goes off the rails. So they would just improv all the dialogue and then they would like animate it to go with that, and it definitely shows. It's interesting, quirky, fun, irreverent show. So been enjoying that. Got through the first 2 seasons of it, but
oh wow, you went through it.
Well, it was only 12 out of 13 episodes, but and they're 22 minutes apiece, so it's like I ground through it. But yeah, haven't really been watching a lot of other stuff of substance the last week or week and a half or so. Just kind of plunking along with old stuff that I've seen before, introducing my old lady to new stuff. But I went back to that recently, and it's been, I don't know, 15 years since I watched it. So, but there's more seasons of it than I realized. I think there's like 4 seasons of it. So I'm like halfway done with the series. I'll probably pick it back up, but I'll probably chew on something a little meatier. Get into that Perry Mason. Maybe. I've been meaning to go back and watch the back half of Luther too. I never watched the last 2 seasons of that. So I think I'm going to start that over and watch that. Okay. It's a really good fucking show.
Okay. I think I've seen the first episode.
You should watch a whole series.
Okay.
It's like, so you know you have some shows that are just like, it's just kind of a procedural, whatever, cop drama. That's what this is, but it's just like at the top of the hierarchy. It's just a procedural cop drama, but it's just like every element about it is good. Why are these muffins so fucking good? Right? It's just a muffin. But it's a great muffin. That's what Luther is. It's like all the things that you want out of a cop drama, all condensed. Good acting, good storytelling, charismatic, anti-hero kind of weird dichotomy with this foil that he has, and villain of the week kind of situation, overarching narrative of personal issues and trouble, whatever, last action hero kind of whatever.
Okay.
So it's good. I don't know.
But did you know?
I recently read that birth control pills work on gorillas.
So humans are banging gorillas.
No, like if you give birth control pills to a gorilla, it can't get pregnant by another gorilla.
Yeah.
Or it can, but it significantly is decreased in the same way that it is with humans. Maybe I don't think humans can impregnate gorillas, can they?
No, they can't.
That's good to know. That's really good for me to know.
Yeah, they're too far removed.
So then what isn't? I mean, just other humans, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything close. Like, the bonobo is the closest, but I don't think we can do anything to them.
I don't know.
Because the thing with tigers and lions, they could make ligers,
They can.
but the liger itself is infertile.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's...
because they're so close together in genetically, they can do that.
Yeah.
Same with, like, was it
Donkeys
and mules?
Yeah.
Wait,
No.
mules
And horses
makes a donkey.
makes a donkey,
Yeah.
and donkeys are sterile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's weird.
Oh.
It's a weird thing.
I think the closest would be Neanderthals. That's the closest thing.
But those aren't around
gone.
anymore. I know.
Got 1%. Like some people have 1%.
Just busted full clips of Neanderthal bitches.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
that's We
But
killed
anyway,
those
so
guys
that's all I got for that segment. Moving on.
it's using black holes as energy.
Yeah, I was reading this article. Again, I got a second drink in me, so I'm probably not going to do
We
justice
should.
to this.
Should we wait till next week so you don't have less whiskey in you?
No, I don't know that I'm ever going to be able to adequately describe this. It kind of goes back to my diatribe about like this weird thing about like black holes, which are infinitely
Black
interesting.
hole sun, won't you cut?
Exactly. But no, it's like, I guess they recently proved that it's theoretically possible to harness energy from a black hole. Because what happens is...
It's like almost like a reverse Dyson sphere.
Yeah, so there's all this cosmic radiation because black holes are born out of like a dying star collapsing onto itself. And past the event horizon of a black hole is all this condensed energy, called Hawking radiation, right? So they have like this thing where it's like if you can put a particle into a black hole and then yank it back from the precipice of the black hole, it basically does this thing. This kind of goes back to the point I was talking about with that article that I couldn't really articulate well, where it's like the edge of a black hole has to break some basic laws of physics that we understand it, one of which is that matter cannot be gained or lost. So what happens is it kind of like splits into these like two separate particles, one of which goes in the black hole, one of which doesn't. And then if you pull that back, it pulls back that cosmic radiation with it, which is so incredibly intense that like 1 second of something in the fringe of past the event horizon of a black hole, 1 second is like equivalent to all of the energy of all of the stars in the observable universe, which is pretty fucking intense.
Yeah.
So I guess they theorized now, they recently proved that you could theoretically harness that in some comprehensive way, like future humans or aliens could harness this in a way that would allow us to produce basically an infinite amount of radioactive energy. And it's complicated by a few things, which is like the whole concept
How are you
of...
gonna pull that thing out?
Right, the whole concept of harnessing it, basically, like if you put something
How
at
are you
the...
gonna contain that?
You put something at the event horizon of a black hole, and it basically like just melts the matter down into like quarks, like, and so it's not really possible to pull it back. But I was like reading this, and I was like, sometimes I just read things, and I try to wrap my head around the whole concept of it, and it's usually something about black holes or like or something, and I can't wrap my head like, why, what are you talking about? Like, this thing is like all this energy, and like it's just like it just pulls apart the fabric of like being. And I just thought that was like really super interesting, that like if we could ever harness that, which is a far cry from where we are.
Yeah.
But that's like really interesting to think that like something that we typically think of is just a vortex of just death and destruction could have some sort of positive effect. Like, oh, if we could just use that, we could, like, for 1 second of that, we could power the whole planet for like infinity. Mm-hmm. It's like, man, it's so weird to think of like the untapped potential of certain things like solar energy. The sun puts out enough energy in 1 hour. If we could harness 100% of it, it could power the whole planet for 5,000 years. And you're like, but just to be clear, we can harness like 0.001% of it.
That's a lot still.
Sure, it's a lot, but it's it's really not very efficient because it requires a lot of energy,
A lot of mass.
a lot of things to like, oh, okay. It's like this untapped potential is concepts like that are always interesting to me. It's like this thing that we understand academically or mathematically. And it's like we understand it, but we have no mechanism toward the goal. It's like, man, it sure would be great. Like, heaven is real. We prove scientifically that heaven is real. It's this bastion of like, and like it's a utopia, and like all the and it's not contradictory in any philosophical way, and it's perfect. It's like, oh, how did we get there? Oh, we can't get there.
You gotta die.
We gotta, like, it would just, even if you die, the chances of you getting there are like just mathematically insignificant. But doesn't it make you feel better to know that it's there? It's like, not really. It just kind of fucks my worldview up a little bit.
It's like anything like discovered through like quantum mechanics and stuff like that. That's great. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that information.
Right. What are the implications of it? But it's like...
Well, we know about it now.
Yeah, it's like we know that it's like a thing. We know how fucking stupid and feeble we are in our attempts to understand the universe. Which is like most of the information we get.
Or you can just go like science deniers, like that's not true. I've never seen a black hole, so that can't be true.
Yeah, okay, so we gotta get to conspiracy theories. Let's move along.
All right.
That reminded me.
Where do you want to start?
I want to start with last Thursdayism, because I think it's the most
last Thursdayism.
Yeah, you never heard of this, have you?
No.
I've never heard of it either, and it's the best thing that ever happened. I'm gonna bring this shit up. Hold on. Here we go. So, the concept of last Thursdayism is this conspiracy theory, and apparently there's a whole church around it, and I'm skeptical that the church is real. I think this is a fucking hoax.
Huh.
I think it's a hoax.
Okay.
Because it's just too fucking far-fetched. You know, like, certain conspiracy theories...
Well, a lot of people, like, said, like, oh, flat earthers. There's a ton of those people. Like, who would think that there's a flat earther? But there's people that are flat earthers.
Last Thursdayism makes flat earthers look like they're fucking scientists.
Whoa, okay. I need to know this.
Yeah. So the last Thursdayism posits that the universe and everything in it was created last Thursday.
Last Thursday.
So this is kind of a different twinge on the phantom time hypothesis. Remember this?
Yeah.
The phantom time hypothesis posits that, like, we're not really living in the year that we're living. But this goes a step further and says that everything that you're living currently is just a byproduct of a duplication of your former self. And that nothing exists beyond last Thursday.
Uh-huh.
So, according to the Church of Last Thursday, I'm just going to, it's a Q&A of the Catechism of Last. I heard about this a week ago and expected the world would end on Thursday. Why didn't it? Moving on. Do you believe in God? Yes, though not the God of the Bible. We believe that you, capital Y, created this universe. Why do you sometimes capitalize you? When we are referring to the creator, we capitalize, quote, you. Getting this right is more of an art than a science. I am your God? I don't feel like God. We believe that you created the universe, then placed a copy of yourself here to test yourself. This copy doesn't have the memories or powers of the original. How can I be the same individual if I am just a less potent copy? The personalities are the same, but my personality is influenced by my history. That is an illusion. Your history before Thursday is all planted in your memory.
How do you know?
Yeah.
Who says what?
Yeah.
I don't know, why don't you tell me?
It just goes like, I don't know, why don't you tell me?
It just talks in circles.
This concept.
I had this stupid theory when I was a kid. I was like thinking like, what if we're just reliving our past and we're already dead?
Yeah, it's a brain in a jar.
Yeah.
Right? It's the whole concept.
Yeah.
It's your brain in a jar. But like, this is like, I don't like, you visit, you got your computer up, pull up the Church of Last Thursdayism and look at their site and tell me it doesn't look like bullshit. It's nothing. I think it's people so deep into conspiracy theories or like studying conspiracy. They're just
People
like
made videos.
it makes flat Earth look like a hard fucking science.
Holy shit! What the fuck? Someone's GeoCity site showed up and they're dancing babies.
I know, right?
Wow, this has to be fake.
It has to be fake.
It has
right?
to be fake. I think it's like a honeypot for stupid people.
I don't know, man.
It might be a honeypot for stupid people.
I found it on like Rational Wiki and a bunch of other stuff, news articles and stuff about it that like claims that it's like a thing. But like, here's the thing that really got me is there was this one article that was talking about, and this is what tipped me off into thinking that it was a hoax, is that that the universe was created last Thursday by Maeve, the cosmic cat goddess or something.
Okay.
And that the cosmic cat goddess would reward all those people that were kind to cats in their life and condemn all those that were cruel to cats to the cosmic uncleaned litter box or some bullshit.
Yeah.
But this goes way back. This was like a radio show from like 1993 that was claiming this.
Oh.
And if this troll is like back from 93, that I hereby declare that it is the most epic troll in the history of trolls. Because I feel like it's a troll.
We'll see in the next couple months. I wonder if it's going to gain any traction.
Because
this is the first time I've ever heard of it. How long has this thing been?
To what I've read since 1993, it's been like a thing that's out. And if somebody started inceptioning this shit in like 93 and they've managed to
play the long con.
That's a long con.
Yeah.
And I really gotta give it up to them. But that's a fucking
Golf clap.
I don't even think that qualifies as that qualifies as like its whole different level.
It's something
of
else.
Like trolldom.
Yeah.
Because you would have to be like, I don't even think somebody who's literally retarded would believe that.
No, I think they would.
No, I don't think they would. Because they just like immediately be like, "What do you mean? I wrote a note to myself from last week."
You think I would think of someone stupider than me?
Yeah. Because you just like, I don't even know who these people could conceivably be that would think this dumb shit. But yeah. So that was like, I'm always so happy anytime I can find a new conspiracy theory. And I feel like this one,
I've never heard that.
I'm gonna start pulling at the thread of this and see if I can learn more.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, everyone. Stay tuned. I will report back with all of my last Thursdayisms and see what happens. I feel like it's going to devolve into some sort of flying spaghetti monster sort of shit, where it's just very clearly not like. But I feel like if it were a big hoax and a big troll, it would have more of a, like the flying spaghetti monster. It would have more of a cult following because it's like kind of kitschy or whatever.
There's a tongue-in-cheek joke, right? Like the whole spaghetti monster thing. Like atheists are like
exactly. Yeah, the whole Church of Bob Dobbs thing and whatever, all that. It's like, it's just like big middle finger to organized religion, and it's like people, whatever, and the Church of Lebowski or whatever. Like, it's a thing. And so I don't know. I'm gonna look a little more into it and see if it was surprisingly sparse. the details of what was happening. I feel like I might just try to contact the church.
You should.
And see what they say. And then I don't know. Maybe I'll come back in a couple weeks and be like, dude, no, it's really for real.
Send me pamphlets. Guy came over to my place.
How awesome would that be?
That'd be super weird.
It would be awesome though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it just be so cool and weird if like I just came back and I was like totally believe this shit?
It's like your whole thing that you want to go to like a UFO convention,
yeah,
a Bigfoot convention. That'd be like the closest thing today.
But that's more of like cultural anthropology.
Yeah.
And I feel like this would be that too. But I try to indemnify myself against stupidity as much as possible with a healthy degree of skepticism. And like I'm just more like a cheerleader for science. I don't really do science or understand science.
No kidding.
Yeah. Hey, shut up. Shut up, baby. I know it.
Shoot.
But it's just like, okay, yay, science is good. And I like people that do it.
Some of them.
Yeah, well, you know, whatever. The people I don't like are not scientists.
They're not.
Hashtag no true Scotsman.
I was going to say that. All right. Before we close out, we did another podcast. That's not this
one.
Not this podcast.
Not that we did it. There was like we were on podcast, but it wasn't this podcast.
Podcastception.
Podcast.
Yeah.
With my buddy Matt. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Talking about day and day.
Yeah, just like all
nerd stuff.
Unlike our shotgun approach of like stupidity and random pseudo intellectual bullshit, it was like narrowly focused on D&D and.
Kind of
like,
curious to see how he edits that podcast.
Well, I'm sure it'll be a lot less of me and a lot more of you guys.
I don't know. That was a pretty long podcast. It was like 2 hours. I wonder how long he's going to cut that podcast.
I don't know.
We'll see. We'll let you know when that is posted. And does he know what he's going to call it? Unnamed D&D podcast?
He told me it's
Dungeons
like,
and Daddies.
It's like not Dungeons and Daddies. It's like the Husky something.
Talk dungeons to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I will keep you posted. It's definitely you just go if you don't get enough of me ranting on here, listen to me rant about like a fantasy world of Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm trying to pull a campaign for Press Pass to be a rotating co-host for that show. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
rotating. You don't have to be a permanent co-host. You're just a rotating co-host.
I could, me and Matt have a good back and forth.
Yeah,
mostly about D&D.
It was a good, sit down.
It was more of a chat than a sit down.
It was fun. I like doing it. First time I've ever been on anybody else's podcast.
I think it was the first time you talked to Matt at any length too. There where he wasn't like just hey, click over here. It was.
Do you want to click your guy and then you move him over here, and then if you want to roll a D20, you can press that icon there.
Yeah, exactly. He's like instructing you on how to be a dork, and then now he's like, "So how do you like being a dork?" And you're like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." Welcome to the club.
Oh, cool. I'm dork-like.
I'm dork-like. I don't know.
All right, I think that does it for this week. Got anything else to say?
No. I feel like it was a comprehensive thing of talky McTuckerson stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. Good times.
All right. Remember, stay home if you're sick. Come by if you're thick.
Yeah.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to Mikey and the Press Pass podcast. Consider subscribing. You can rate and review us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and pretty much anywhere where you can listen to podcasts. And you can also write us with any ideas, suggestions, or horrible burning criticism at mikeyandthepresspass@gmail.com. Thank you.